still have time.
Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the new Logan trailer because it just dropped a couple days ago and this movie looks phenomenal. When the first teaser for it aired, I was already excited, but it was also one of those situations where normally with teasers, they don't show a whole lot, so they kind of established what that world was going to feel like, kind of like a Mad Max post-apocalyptic world almost. I'm going to specifically talk about the Red Band trailer because that one showed, it showed everything it should have shown. It was awesome. I also want to talk about where Logan fits in the X-Men universe because the X-Men timeline is so convoluted and all over the place. One of my most popular videos was my X-Men movie timeline explanation, which I'm going to put the link right here. So if you guys do want to check it out, just click right up there. And I'm not going to go into too much detail in this video talking about that. If you want to know about that, just watch the other video, because I wanted to super detail and it would take me forever to do it right now again. But just so you get the gist, we've got the original X-Men movies with a really shitty future where the mutants were getting hunted down by Sentinels. They went back in time, fixed all that, so none of these movies exist. We have a new timeline that the movies are following now. It has been confirmed that the Logan movie does not take place in the overall X-Men universe. That's right, it's not part of either of those timelines. It's a completely standalone movie by itself, with none of this stuff happening before or after. It's just an alternate universe. So as a comic book fan, I get it, but this is gonna confuse general audiences like crazy, since these X-Men movies have been jumping around time so much. In their defense, the Old Man Logan storyline is an alternate timeline also separate from the regular X-Men universe, so yes, it makes sense. But it's only loosely gonna be based off that storyline. They can't make that book come to life on the big screen. There's no way. In the Old Man Logan story, by the way, if you haven't read it, read it. I highly recommend it. Great story, but it is so insane and over the top. Legally, they couldn't even make it because it involves all kinds of characters that 20th Century Fox doesn't own. You've got the United States that was taken over by supervillains like Doctor Doom and Magneto. It's all broken up into different sectors with each supervillain ruling a different part of the US. Red Skull is the president. Old Wolverine meets Hawkeye, who's now an old man and he's blind. There's actually a group of inbred Hulks that are actually descended from Hulk and She-Hulk, who are first cousins. You've got a T-Rex that's infected by the Venom symbiote. So like I said, the story is outrageous and over the top. So there's no way in hell this movie is going to do what they did. I don't feel that they could have ever casted anyone better than Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I can't imagine anyone else in the role. He really took that role and owned it. Just like Robert Downey Jr. took the role of Iron Man and made that his. Hugh Jackman has done the same thing for Wolverine. And this movie is going to be his final goodbye. So it's going to be probably an emotional ride. From the trailer, it's clear that Wolverine meets this little 11-year-old girl, which is actually X-23. If you're not too familiar with her character, she was first introduced in the X-Men Evolution cartoon, and people liked her so much that she made the jump over to the comics. She's a full-blown copy of Wolverine. She's a female clone of him. So she can also extend her claws just like he does. She's got his same healing powers. And I think it's so interesting to see that Wolverine's going to be almost like a father figure to her, kind of teaching her how to control her powers and scolding her when he needs to. So I think that family aspect almost of the movie is going to be a really, really strong relationship. And then he's carrying 90-year-old Professor X around, who is really old and he's losing control of his powers. And he's almost like the grandpa that has no place to live, so you bring him around everywhere you go. And that's another thing about this movie is the humor. I think the humor between Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart is going to be amazing.
Logan.
I don't want to talk about it.
Logan, just stop.
2 days on the road, only one meal and hardly any sleep. She's 11, I'm fucking 90.
So the trailer's got these really funny, lighthearted moments, but at the same time, it shows us that this movie is going to be a hard R rating. And I praise them for doing this, because if you've ever picked up a Wolverine comic, not the X-Men comics, an actual Wolverine comic, they're pretty gory and they can get very violent. Wolverine, in his very nature, is a very violent character. I love that. Even X-23 is in on the action, too.
No. No. No.
Holy fuck.
She's this little 11-year-old girl jumping around slashing people's throats out and stabbing dudes. It's exactly what it should be. And it looks like the main villains are going to be this group of almost half cyborg people that are tracking down Logan and or X-23. But they are a little different from the comics. Their leader, Pierce, is actually a member of the Hellfire Club in the comics. But that's okay, because a ton of comic book fans don't even know that, don't even care. One thing I'm kind of iffy about, which kind of punches a hole in the whole, this is an alternate world completely, having nothing to do with the other movies element, is if you go back to X-Men Apocalypse to the after credit scene, you see this company called Essex come in and take a vial of his blood, which directly leads to the creation of X-23. So really, this scene shouldn't even be in X-Men Apocalypse. It's more alternate universe time travel shenanigans, just ignore it. And they also did confirm that Mr. Sinister was not going to appear in this movie because they're trying to ground it in reality. So yeah, they decided not to use him, which sucks because he's always been one of my favorite X-Men villains. And I was excited with the X-Men Apocalypse Easter egg thinking that we were going to see Mr. Sinister in the next movie. And now we're not. So that after credit scene really doesn't matter at all. So I am kind of disappointed we're not going to see Sinister. Whatever. Maybe we'll see him in a future movie somehow. Overall, this trailer looks like it's going to be a fantastic send-off for Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. His final role, Wolverine is an old man, but it looks like they're really respecting the character of Wolverine. As always, I would love to hear all your comments and your opinions. What do you guys think of this movie? And if you enjoyed me talking about it, leave me a like down below too. And remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Click the little bell too so you don't miss any of my videos. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.